Hey everybody, it's Aaronator here. We got our second episode of our Colorado Avalanche franchise mode here on NHL 17 on the PS4. Guys, in the last episode we started the season and we're 10-9-2 as you can see right there. I'm going to give you a quick showing of the lines and what they're looking like right now. I think McKinnon's probably going to get first line time eventually as his role as a first line forward, so I want to play him on the first line. I'm actually going to try him there now, and we'll see if Iginla, Soderberg, and Colborne can hold down the second line with the third line being these guys right here. I'm hoping that Rantanen and or Grigorenko can both get a boost within the next bit, because I wouldn't mind playing them instead of the power forwards. You know what? I might actually try. Let's try Grigorenko on the left wing there, and then Colborne at center, and maybe that would be nice. I think that could be good because I like Colborne's faceoffs as a center. I actually have him on my Hut team, and I think if he plays third line center, that could probably be really nice. We could also leave it. You know what? We'll go with what the rules are, and then eventually maybe Colborne will play on the third line. We'll have to see how McKinnon's doing. That's the big thing. Johnson and Barry are doing very well together, although they're both righties. They're just able to play together, I guess, and the other defenseman, not so much. So hopefully we can get better. That would be very much nicer. Let's try. I want to make sure that Bgrass is. You know what? I think our defense it'll just get better. But our top line guys need to be doing well right now. So that's what we're going to do. I think a top four defenseman could be something that we could use. Chris Russell is available. And I know a lot of people, oh no, I guess he's not, but Dennis Seidenberg is. I don't want Dennis Seidenberg, he's just a defensive guy. We need more of an offensive guy, if anything. Kyle Quincy. I don't see many guys on defense. I mean, Wisnowski's 40 years old. He's not a top four defenseman. We're just going to have to roll with our defense for now, and I think if we are a playoff team, or if we're aiming to be a playoff team, depending on what our record is, by the trade deadline, I think we should trade for another defenseman, possibly even moving out Bushman's contract. Bushman is a good defenseman though right now, so I think we'll just have to see how the team does, and then maybe we won't need another defenseman. But I think, we do have some good goalies here in Colorado with Picard and Varlamov, but you can always add to the defense. You can always add to something. Something else can get better. And so we got 2 wins there against Columbus and Dallas, and then another win against Nashville. These are big games because they're divisional games in the Central Division. Blake Como is going to be injured December 20th. That'll be for a bit. I think we can replace player. That should be okay. Boston, and that's a point. A game against Montreal. Let's see, in Montreal, they're 10-14-4. And a 6-1 loss. So you know what? We just got 2 big games there, and now Grigorenko is going to be injured. So we lost both our games. I figure we should probably call up someone, a forward. We're going to do that first. Let's see, who do we have in the system for forwards? Bork. Is there anybody who? Darn it! They all need waivers. Okay, so we're going to have the other Bork in here for. Actually, maybe Martinson might be better because he's more of a. He can play center if you need him to, and he's a more physical force. But you know what? I'll go with Bork, more of an offensive guy, so we can put him in the more of an offensive role, if we want to. So let's put Mitchell. Let's do this. You know what I'm actually going to do? I'm going to put Rantanen on the second line. I'm going to put Corbin third line there, and let's see, face-offs. We can probably go, who's the other guy? We picked up Bork, so left wing, yeah, we can put him there. Hopefully that works out. Power play, I want to make sure that our power play is looking good. Do we have any more guys that we can add in to make this power play better? Not too much more. Maybe a Ginla, but no. We could definitely use another forward, more of an offensive forward, because we're lacking some guys afterwards. Penalty kill, I think, could be improved upon, not Bork. I think we got to play some of our big guys here. Landeskog for sure. and then maybe even Colborne. So maybe that'll be it. Let's see. Ginla, how is his defense? 85, 86, 82, maybe. How about how about McKinnon, Duchesne? Nope, not as much. Left wings, Colborne. There you go. 85, 83, 85. I think he can do better than Smith at this point. So, and then Mitchell. We'll try Ginla. We'll try that. See how that works out. That should be good. I think Zadorov doesn't need to be playing there. We can probably play our better guys. We want to make sure that we're killing these penalties. We can put in Duchesne. I think Duchesne can hold down the fort on the other as the 3-man penalty kill guy, and then that should be good. Goalies, and that's okay. And then scratches. There you go. Tootin. So maybe we can put in Tootin because he is the better defenseman. We're just gonna let Zadorov have a little break and see if Tootin can play better with Bgrass. Hopefully that is the case. So, and now our best lines in the AHL should be okay because we don't have, oh my gosh, Patrick Bordelot, the enforcer. Okay, is there any, there's no prospects I'm missing. Well, there are a couple guys. Westland, Greer, I mean, he's not really a great overall player anyways. I want to have some guys playing with. Yeah, we instead of Corbett, we can actually play the guy with the decent potential, Willem, I believe. Westland, that's it. There you go. He's low top 6. You never know. He's just possibly a better option to get better instead of Corbett. So there's a 4-3 win against Colorado, or with Colorado against Toronto. So that is very good. We are actually we're getting a lot more wins than I expected us to. Maybe that's just my luck sometimes, but yeah. The Philadelphia Flyers, 3-0 loss. That's not great, but I mean, you can't win them all, right? Florida, they're struggling. We should take advantage of that, hopefully. Blake Como is back, so that's going to help us tremendously, I think. He can play better than some of these guys. Not to push down on them, but I just think that these guys can really help us out a bit more. I think we have a lot of forward depth to some degree. Florida, we end up coming out with why does it take so slow? It's crazy. A 4-3 win in a shootout, a game against Winnipeg, and 4-0. We're just getting the wins against the Central Division teams, which is nice. I just realized Toronto is actually a lot better than I thought, but we'll sim these next 2 games. Minnesota, we got to get a win here. That could be big. There you go, 2-0. Our defense is really stepping up now. Toronto, 7-2 win. There you go. Chicago, as usual, they're a pretty good team, it seems like. More of a playoff team usually, but I mean, they're stellar in the season. 6-4 loss. Once again, you can't win them all. It would be nice to get the wins because they are pretty close with us with their record where it is right now. Colorado, we could use some. I mean, we just need some more prospects. I think the wing or something, right? So maybe check out the QMJHL guys like Comtois and stuff. And let's see, Calgary, Dallas, and New York in these next games. Calgary has a good record. I believe Dallas does as well. Joel Colburn has an injured arm. I guess he injured in that game. So January 10th, we could probably replace player or just put in another center there. Calgary, 4-2 loss. That's not too bad. Dallas, that's going to be a big game because they are 15-15-6. And we got to make sure that they can't come back. There you go, 5-2 win. Still early on in the season, or about halfway almost, so I think we're doing pretty good. Honestly, that seemed to be a pretty strong month for us. I think lots of wins in there, only a couple losses. We're 19-14-3, so we can actually check and see where we are in the standings. Sorry for the interruption, guys. And what, like I was saying, I mean, if you look at this, it's still pretty tight. I mean, Dallas is only a couple points ahead of us, and they're like 6th place, so it's really tight. Once we start, if we start losing, we could be in trouble, but also we're not that far out of a playoff spot as well. We actually have games in hand on these teams, which is pretty nice, so we should hopefully take advantage of that. It seems like we're not being a very goal-scoring team, but our defense is stellar, so that's nice to know. We can probably check out the West and maybe see if we are in a wildcard spot, so we're just 1 point ahead of the Canucks, which is kind of cool. And yeah, Edmonton, worst team in the league, or in the West. So Calgary is the top team. That's interesting. Who else is doing pretty stellar? Washington, Columbus near the bottom. So Edmonton is one of the worst teams. And the Islanders. That's a bit surprising, but cool. So Duchesne, 30 points in, I believe it's probably 40-ish games. 36 games. So he is actually close to point per game, which is nice. That's good to know. McKinnon has 13 goals. He's close to point per game as well. Barry's 28 points for a defenseman. That's amazing. He could have a really good year this year and maybe even grow into a 90 if we're lucky. Landeskog, 26 points, pretty stellar. Soderberg, we got lots of good stellar goal scoring from a lot of our guys. Francois Bouchemin is the bomb on the point. 6 goals in 36 games. That's crazy. Rantanen has 5 goals. So unfortunately, some of our guys aren't necessarily growing. He's not necessarily becoming much of a point guy. But that's okay. We seem to be doing pretty stellar. Obviously, we have some guys that are minus and some guys that are positive. So, yeah, if you look at that, our top 6 was the bottom there. We could use some better defense. And our goalies have good records. Not phenomenal stats. That's actually pretty stellar, though, if you look at the save percentage for Varlamov, and then Pickard's doing pretty good. So, if we're looking at anything for the future, like I said, we could use some more offense, and we could use a defenseman. So maybe an offensive defenseman. I don't know. We have Barry, and Bouchemin seems to be doing well, so we can just keep on going with the sim. We'll probably go up to the trade deadline, I hope. That should be where we go. That's about 2 months away or so. So we can start simming these games. We got some Pacific Division opponents here. Grigorenko is back, so he can now be slotted back in the lineup. I might actually try him on the top 6 instead of Rantanen, because Rantanen right now he's just not finding it very easy to get offense or, I guess, play with stellar line mates. He doesn't really have a really good line mate right now. Like, he just Como and Mitchell, so it's not great. I was hoping playing him on the second line might help, but our second line isn't that strong either, so hopefully Grigorenko doesn't get re-injured and he can do well. Bork, you're going to have to accept it for now, bud. 6-2 win against Vancouver. That's big because they are a close team with us. Calgary, we're a couple games behind them, and we were able to get a win, so that makes it a closer gap. We could potentially boost up at the start of the season. We could also drop down in the standings. It just depends how we play over just the entire season. It's going to be a long season. Colborne is back, so that's nice to know. No, he's not. What the heck? What was I just going in for then? Scratched. It's who? It's got to be Cole. Oh yeah, I'm not even thinking. What the heck? Left wings. There you go, Colborne. Now you can put him in there. That makes more sense. Okay, we can start back up the sim. Islanders, they're a weaker team. We got to get some points here. This is where it helps. And we are going to come out with nothing, apparently, because the game won't simulate. 2-1. There you go. Game against the Islanders. No trade block, or no trades from the trade block. We don't need a Ginla on there. Hopefully that boosts up morale for him and he can get some offense. And but I mean, the team is playing pretty stellar, so it's okay. AHL, we can just do best lines. Oh, it's going to take out that one defenseman, but that's okay. Our AHL team isn't doing that great anyways, so we could use the help we could get in any overall players. Anaheim, we get a 4-1 win. We're just doing really well right now. A mixture of some offense, and Varlamov and Pickard seem to be doing really well. Teuton is injured, and now he's back, apparently. 2-0 win against Nashville. We are just getting the wins. It's really nice. AHL, best lines. I would be doing edit lines for the AHL, but right now we don't have any prospects and stuff, so we're just going to focus on this. Like, it's just, we even beat Chicago. I don't think we had beaten them earlier on in the season. Now we are on a huge game-winning streak. I don't even know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're on a 7-game winning streak. If we didn't even win their last game before that. San Jose, really tough team. They have a really strong record. I didn't expect to lose 7-3, but maybe, yeah. So wait, we already checked out Swedish forwards. Did we check out Swedish forwards or defensemen? I think it was a defenseman. I'm not sure. I might do a bit of each again. Goalies. There are some Finnish goalies. I know that there's actually one guy, Luukkonen. I think he's one of the better goalie prospects coming in this draft, so we can do 3 weeks for goalies. I know we don't need a goalie, but I mean, it's good to scout him, right? Get a 2-0 win, revenge against San Jose, I guess. A 4-1 loss against Vancouver. Once again, We're now slowing down on our big winning streak, but we're 27-16-3. We're 10 games above 500, actually 11 technically, but I'm just saying like fragments of 10, I guess. A loss against Anaheim. I don't want to start losing now, guys. We got to keep up the consistency. Let's get back in the winning column. LA, they seem to be another strong team, and we are going to lose to them 5-2. Winnipeg. I believe Winnipeg they're pretty close with us in our division, I believe, if I'm correct. So we want to get a win here. This could be big later on in the season when it gets down to it. They actually lost quite a few games, and we get a 5-4 win, which is nice. So that'll help us out a lot. Montreal, Eastern Conference, I guess trip here, not necessarily road trip yet. Ooh, second and third for Martin Hansel. That actually is an interesting trade. Rene Bourque, you're getting Hansel, and I know we don't really need centers. It says he's a third liner. He'd be a really nice third liner. You can move Colborne up then. A second and a third for Ray Bourque. Ray Bourque. He's a -3. He has 11 goals, which is nice. And you're going to always have those minus players. I'd actually wouldn't mind keeping Bourque. Second and a third for Martin Hansel. That's definitely the kind of trade I wouldn't mind doing. We probably want to make sure that if we're trying to win, that's tough. Because if we want to win now and some other team goes up for him, like he's a good cap hit as well, so we can also make another trade later on. We don't necessarily need centers, but he'd really help us out in just forward depth at all. He's not offensive, more defensive. We don't necessarily have any stud penalty killers except from maybe Landeskog and Soderberg, so that could help out a lot as well. So if we moved out Bourque, we'd have to switch in someone else. I would do the other Bourque maybe if they want him. Gabriel Bourque. Or one of these guys. Henley, 23 years old. McLeod. 2 years left for McLeod. The contract. How is he doing? Just a goon, really. -4. He's not doing bad. Bourque, Varlamov. No, I wouldn't want to lose the morale. That could be important there. Henley could be the guy we move out. Or a defenseman, actually. That would make a lot of sense. We could move Weirkoch. 1 year left. He has some value. We could actually use that and keep a third or something. Or even get more out of it. We could get Doan as well if we wanted. I know they wouldn't trade Doan, but maybe they want to trade Doan. I don't know. Maybe Doan has a change of heart now. He wants to play on a weaker team. Defense. Who do they have on defense? They don't have anybody that they'd really give up. No. Goligoski, Stone, Shen. It doesn't really. They wouldn't give these guys up. They just signed Goligoski and signed Goligoski, and Stone is like good age for Ekman Larson and stuff. So you know what? I'm gonna leave it for now. We could do something like that. Weirkoch in a second or Weirkoch in a third for Hansel. If you guys think that's a smart idea, you guys can let me know. I might actually or keep it only up to halfway through this month. That way we can still make trades. But I just gotta make sure I'm careful, because if I wait too long, then Hansel might get traded. Rangers, they're a strong team, and we lose 6-2, so that's not great, but again, it's going to happen. American forwards or defense? No, we don't need those. OHL forwards, those are always a good place to scout, so we'll do a month. Versteeg and a second in exchange for our first and Bourque. I don't necessarily want to trade Bourque, guys. I'm not sure if you guys... I mean, he just seems to be doing pretty stellar for us. Now, I wouldn't mind making this trade, because... I mean, he is a -2 now. Let's see. Versteeg is a -16. Not getting much offense. That wouldn't be horrible. That wouldn't be a horrible play. And if we trade it, the only thing is I'd rather trade a first for more of a... Even if we're getting a second back, I'd want to get like a more established player than Versteeg and not give up Bourque. Like, that just seems like a lot to give up. We're moving down in the draft and then maybe upgrading to a -16 player. I'm not sure if that's really an upgrade. So, overall wise, it may be, but if that's the right move or not, you can't really tell exactly. Let's go to updates, see if there was any trades, because we may want to still trade for Hansel. Sean Bergenheim was acquired from Carolina in exchange for Stenlin, Rupp, and Sedlak from Columbus. So, it looks like Columbus is going for a bit of a run there then. And so we can probably... we could probably go a week before or so. I think we can do that. We can sim these next games in Buffalo and Carolina, some Eastern Conference teams. Let's get some points out of these teams. Buffalo, 3-0 win. And against Carolina, steady team. And we win 6-5, so we get 4 points. And you know what, guys? We're definitely a much stronger team than previous years, it seems. We get a win against Tampa, game against LA. They're a very strong team, and we lose 4-2. I should stop saying that, because whenever I say they're a very strong team, New York, as an example, we lose 2-6-2. So we're 33, 22, and 3. That's actually really good. I did not expect us to win that many games, but I guess this team this year, I'm not going to say we're a cup contender. I think we can be, but I think we also need to upgrade a lot of stuff. So I'm going to go quickly show you guys some trades, and you guys can let me know what you want to see for the next episode. I also want to mention something quickly. I decided to, I said in the last episode that I would call it GM mode commentary. Sort of, I mean, I would call it that, but I also, I know it's kind of selfish. I don't know, maybe you guys think it is or not, but there's a lot of guys that or the Superb Man that does that, but he has a fan base, and I'm trying to still grow this. Trying to still grow this channel because I enjoy making these videos and stuff. I mean, typical YouTuber stuff, right? Obviously you want to make the channel more popular, so yeah, I'll just talk about that maybe in a bit, or maybe in another video or something. But for now, let's just go to trade blocks. Anaheim just draft picks. So Hansel's still available. That could be nice. Maybe Doan more if you want some depth. Gianta, not great. Bickle, Stahlberg, and Tennyson, not really much there. Raquel, prospect there, and Bittner. Ebert, Johan Franzen, I'm not taking on that contract. Ferentz and Gustafsson. Yager, I mean, if you really want to, we could try for Yager. I think that would be a good pick. You could argue that he wants to come here. Parento from the Islanders, that could be a nice depth pickup. Fiddler, Roy, just prospects, draft picks. Sprong, I don't think we really need any prospects. Actually, Sprong wouldn't be horrible. Sprong or something, a winger. Mihalik, Greening, and Campbell. Larson, and it looks like that is it. So I think it's just Hansel, really. There might be some more names, but if there's any names that you think would be realistic, because it still is year one, so if there's any guys that you think would be good, like a Kevin Shattenkirk, I'm not saying that we would be able to make that go through, because St. Louis probably doesn't want to give him up. He's right-handed, so maybe we don't need another right-handed defenseman, but really, I don't think it matters. I mean, Johnson's playing well on the left side, so there is the standings. I can actually see if there's any players. Let's see how the players are doing at least. Duchesne, he has 53 points in 58 games. He's still stellar. Not quite point per game, but he's getting there. McKinnon slowed down a bit, but he's still got 20 goals, so he's still stellar. Soderberg's having a really good season, 45 points. Barry, 47 points as a defenseman. He's having point totals as at a full game season for a really good offensive defenseman. He's gonna have 70 points if he keeps this up. Landeskog, same. Duchesne, oh my goodness, we're just gonna have we have a lot of offensive guys here in Colorado. Iginla, Colborne, defenseman, we have Bushman, who has 8 goals on the point. He slowed down a bit, but I mean, he's still really stellar for defensive defenseman. Grigorenko, 18 points. Bork has 11 goals, 17 points. Rantanen is really not doing great. He has 8 goals, so it's not horrible. He's a -13. So we could use some more depth as well. We could definitely use some better defensemen. I didn't see too many. But if there's a defenseman that you guys think realistically makes sense, if we should sign Seidenberg or something, I'm not sure if he's still there. But you guys can let me know what you think about that. I'm going to finish it off here. The one thing I wanted to say, like I said, guys, is if you are new to the channel, I do want to hope that you guys continue to watch the videos. And if you start to enjoy it, then I hope you do subscribe and that you continue to watch the channel, because I am trying to first of all, I'd like to hit 200 subs, so that'd be awesome. We're almost there, and I'm not sure if we're gonna make a video like that or nothing or something like that. But I also might do another series. I'm thinking of stuff. It also depends on what AJ is doing. I think AJ wants to do Be a Pro, so I just wanted to throw that out to you guys. So yeah, if you guys did enjoy the video, hope you guys stick around for the next coming ones, and hopefully this Colorado team can get into the playoffs. It's been a couple of years since they did that, and then maybe we can even go for a cup run in year one. That'd be pretty cool. But maybe if we're gonna make a trade, maybe if there's something that works for us long term, or if we want to just trade for guys like Hansel, 1 year left. I mean, it's good to go on a strong playoff run. Maybe someone other than Hansel. I don't know. You guys can let me know. Give me some names. Give me some positions. If you didn't really think you saw or you can think of any names. If any names come on the blog, maybe I can fix that position that you guys think that needs to be fixed. So anyways, I'm going to end it off here. I hope you guys enjoyed once again, and I will see you guys, hopefully, in the next one.